So I think last class end what is synchronous detector? What is synchronous detector? Say the incoming modulated waveform is S of t. Again, you will have local oscillator carrier, local oscillator LO, that is CT. Then you will have some output. Okay. So there, if in the carrier there is phase offset, say cos 2 pi FCT. Again, you are getting some theta phase offset also. There is phase offset between your actual carrier, that is the transmitter, and between your receiver carrier, receiver local oscillator carrier. So there is phase difference is there. That is called theta. Now, what will be your output? Okay. So I think your output will be something like this. Final output m of t and cos theta, m of t and cos theta. Now what happens if theta is 0? Again, you are getting original signal m of t. Again, when theta is small, you will get m of t and cos small value. Okay, it will give some value. So again, your amplitude message amplitude is decreased by that factor. Okay, say for example, cos theta can be 10 degree or 20 degree, a smaller value. Okay, cos of small. Okay, cos of small value is it's around 0.9, 0.8, like that you can get. Okay, so there is some reduction from your original message signal. If in worst case, suppose if theta is 90 degree phase offset, then you will get 0 instead of m of t. You will get 0 completely. You will not be able to recover your message signal. Okay, so what is observation? The synchronization is very important. Not only the frequency but also phase. Not only the frequency but also phase. Okay, but also phase. So from this observation, if theta goes to 90 degree, then actually instead of t cos t, instead of if theta goes 90 degree, instead of cos carrier, actually you are using sine carrier. It is something similar to that, because cos and sine is opposite to each other by 90 degree only, by 90 degree. So cos 90 degree, cos something plus 90 degree is what? Sine theta. Cos theta plus 90 degree is something like sine theta only. Okay, so what is the another observation? Suppose if you are receiving signal S of t, okay, so in the transmitter you have used cos carrier, cos 2 pi FCT. So instead of that, if you are using sine 2 pi FCT, so in ordinary case you cannot recover your original signal 0. In some special case you can recover your original message like SSB and other cases, but in general your output will be 0. Okay, if the carriers are orthogonal to each other, say in the transmitter you are using cos 2 pi FCT, but in the receiver local oscillator you are using sine 2 pi FCT, then your answer will be 0. Now you take one more exercise. Say in the transmitter you have used cos 2 pi FCT. Okay, carrier, the transmitter carrier is cos 2 pi FCT. In the receiver, instead of cos 2 pi FCT, you are using cos 4 pi FCT, completely different frequency. Okay, both are cos only, but completely different frequency. Okay, I have taken 2 times of that original frequency for simplicity. Okay, you can take any other frequency other than FC. Okay, cos 4 pi FCT. Now what happens? You will receive S of t. And then you multiply with a new carrier that is completely different from your original carrier, transmitter carrier. That is what? Cos 4 pi FCT. Okay, then you find out whether you are able to recover your original message signal or not. What happens? Okay, is there any distortion or completely 0 comes, or you are able to recover your original message signal m of t? So there are 3 cases only. Okay, original m of t you can recover, or with the distortion you can recover, or you cannot recover anything, just 0 will come. So there are 3 possibilities only. So you just find out what is the answer for this problem. Okay, next I will go to the document. The last class we discussed about AM modulators. AM modulators. The first one is power law and square law modulator. Okay, power law and square law. And next one is switching modulator. Switching modulator is made of diodes. Switching modulator is made of diodes. An important equation is I is equal to I naught e power x formula, because e power x consists of x as well as x square and higher order terms. Once if you pass it through a low pass filter, you will get a particular terms. Okay. Next, DSB, double sideband suppressed carrier. Okay, there we can use either product modulator or ring modulator and a balanced modulator. I have asked you the question whether the balanced modulator and the product modulator is same or different. Anybody? What is the answer for this?
Both are different. Balanced modulator la carrier suppress ஆயிடும். Product modulator la எந்த intermodulation நடக்காது. அதுல வந்து carrier கூடயே வந்து அவுட்புட்ல கிடைக்கும்னு கொடுத்திருந்தது.
புரியல மேடம். பேலன்ஸ்ட் மாடுலேட்டர்ல ஒன்லி அப்பர் சைட் பேண்ட் லோயர் சைட் பேண்ட் மட்டும் தான்
சைட் பேண்ட் மட்டும் கிடைக்கும். ஆமா சார், கேரியர் வந்து சப்ரஸ் ஆயிடும்.
whereas in product modulator, what about product modulator?
as usual என்ன கிடைக்குமோ ரெண்டையும் ப்ராடக்ட் பண்ணா அந்த கேரியர் வந்து கூட வந்து பிரசன்ட் ஆயிருக்கும் ப்ராடக்ட் மாடுலேட்டர்ல.
அப்படி ஒண்ணும் தெரியலையா? சரி பாப்போம்.
அந்த எந்த இன்டர் மாடுலேஷன் இல்ல.
ப்ராடக்ட் மாடுலேஷன்னா ஒரு மாடுலேஷன் இல்லையா?
இல்ல, டைரக்டா ரெண்டுமே மட்டும் கம்பைன் பண்ணி மாடுலேஷன் நடக்கும். அந்த கேரியர் சப்ரஸ் ஆயிருக்காது. கேரியர் இருக்கும் கூட அப்படின்னு
சப்ரஸ் இருக்கும் கூட அப்படின்னு கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஓகே, எனிவே அந்த இது இருந்ததுன்னா எனக்கு வாட்ஸ்அப் அனுப்புங்க.
Okay,
I'm also having doubt here because interchangeably they are using balanced and product modulator like that.
Okay sir.
Okay. Next, SSB generation. For SSB generation, there are two methods. One is filter method and phase shift method. Filter method is first you generate DSB signal and pass it through a appropriate bandpass filter. Then phase shift method is using Hilbert transform. Hilbert transform. Then next we have seen AM detection. That only we have seen what is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous. What is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous? What is the advantage? If in some cases you are given a flexibility, you are having the flexibility to use either synchronous or asynchronous, then what is the advantage you are using? So we have told that in case of synchronous, if you are using synchronous, you will get better signal to noise ratio as compared to asynchronous system. Or otherwise, for a constant performance at the receiver side, your transmit power can be reduced in case of synchronous system. That is the main observation. Okay. Again, in some cases you can use only asynchronous. In some cases at the receiver side you can use only synchronous. In some cases you can use asynchronous as well as synchronous system. Say in case of AM, okay, if mu is less than or equal to 1, you can use asynchronous or synchronous. Okay, நீங்க தான் வந்து டிசைட் பண்ணணும் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் தி சிக்னல் டு நாய்ஸ் ரேஷியோ. எந்த நாய்ஸ் ரேஷியோ உங்களுக்கு தேவை, சிக்னல் டு நாய்ஸ் ரேஷியோ அது அசின்க்ரோனஸ்ல கிடைக்குதா இல்லைன்னா சின்க்ரோனஸ் பண்ண தான் பண்ண முடியுமா? ஸோ நீங்க தான் வந்து என்ன பண்ணணும், டிசைட் பண்ணணும். இஃப் மியூ இஸ் லெஸ் than or equal to 1. Again, when mu is less than or equal to 1, what is the asynchronous system we have discussed? That is the envelope detector. Okay. Next, suppose if mu is greater than 1, you cannot use asynchronous or envelope detector. You cannot use envelope detector because the envelope goes to negative value. So in that case, you can use only synchronous detector. When mu is greater than 1, in case of AM, you can use only what? A synchronous detector. Only synchronous detector. Okay, that is the observation. Okay, next, demodulation of a DSB-SC and SSB is done using coherent carrier signal. Clearly given. They are not discussing about any non-coherent. That means what? That demodulation of DSB and SSB is not possible by the method of DSB receiver. By the method of non-coherent DSB receiver. That's why yesterday I have explained in another session once if you have S of t, if you pass it through a DSB signal, sorry, DSB demodulator, not DSB. So, again, DSB, this is the DSB signal, say that S of t is DSB signal. You are trying to pass through envelope detector. Once if you are passing through envelope detector, because envelope detector is a asynchronous detector, what will be the output? You will not get M of t, you will get mod M of t. What you will get? You will get mod M of t. So again, that means what? For the demodulation of the DSB signal, you cannot use asynchronous system. You cannot use asynchronous system. So you have to use only synchronous system. Then you take it as an assignment. Suppose if I am having SSB signal, okay, if I am having SSB signal, I am trying to pass it through envelope detector. I am trying to pass it through envelope detector. What will be my output? Okay, whether will I be able to recover my original message signal or not? Okay, if not, what else is coming? Okay, if not, what else is coming? Let's try to find out this. Okay, so and then finally we have seen that VSB, vestigial sideband modulation, that is used in TV. Vestigial sideband modulation is used in TV system. Okay, then TV, again the bandwidth of the vestigial sideband modulation is in between FM and 2FM. In between FM and 2FM. Okay, again there are some question, there are some doubt, like why that vestigial sideband modulation is used only in TV. Why not? Why not for audio? Why not for audio? Why not for voice? I am giving you the one more question. The vestigial sideband modulation is used in TV system. Okay, then why not? Can we use the VSB system in case of audio or voice? What is the problem? What is the problem? Okay, please try to find out the answer for this. Whether we can use here also or not. If not, what is the problem? Okay. So the main thing, exam point of view, you should know this. What is the bandwidth of the vestigial sideband system? That means what here, what they are doing, finally they are sending some portion of the lower sideband and full upper sideband. See, this is portion of the lower sideband. This is the portion of the lower sideband and complete portion of the upper sideband. Okay, from this spectrum itself, we are able to recover our original spectrum. Say this is the original spectrum. They will be transmitting the spectrum like this. Okay, they will send part of the lower sideband and full upper sideband. So okay, so the bandwidth is in between that. So bandwidth is in between FM and 2FM. Okay, if it is only one sideband, that is FM, for two sideband it is 2FM, but this is in between that. So again, your bandwidth of VSB is between FM to 2FM. Okay, this is the spectral shape, but from the spectral shape itself, we are able to recover our original shape. That is the idea of the VSB modulation. That is the idea of the VSB modulation. Okay. Anyway, we'll not be discussing that spectral shape and all, how exactly we'll be able to recover our original spectrum in case of VSB, but this is enough for the exam point of view. These 2 points are enough. Then one more thing is, what is the frequency? What is the baseband frequency of TV? What is the baseband frequency of TV? Okay, that is generally 5 megahertz. That is generally 5 megahertz. For audio, what is the frequency range? 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. For voice, up to 5 kilohertz or 4 kilohertz. So for TV, this is up to 5 megahertz. Okay, because it has a lot of information. The TV pictures, okay, video is having a lot of information. So again, the frequency range is high, up to 5 megahertz, 0 to 5 megahertz. So once if it is 0 to 5 megahertz, then in some cases they can give 4 megahertz also. In some cases they used to mention 7 megahertz also. Okay, actually 5 megahertz. With some restriction, they can give you 4 megahertz. With some extra guard band, they used to give sub to 7 megahertz. So anything is possible. உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஏதாவது ஒரு ஆப்ஷன் தான் இருக்கும். ஸோ அது போல கரெக்டான ஆப்ஷன் என்ன பண்ணுங்க, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சூஸ் பண்ணுங்க. ஓகே, next we will go for frequency modulation. frequency modulation. What is frequency modulation? Frequency modulation is the process of varying carrier frequency with respect to the amplitude of the message signal. What is frequency modulation? Varying the carrier frequency. In case of amplitude modulation, we have varied the amplitude of the carrier. So here it is a frequency modulation. So varying frequency of the carrier with respect to amplitude of the message signal is called frequency modulation. Okay. Now, what is the mapping? How you are going to vary your carrier frequency? Say, generally you are having some carrier frequency. FC, and again I am going to vary. So the variation will be in both the direction. I can increase my carrier frequency, or otherwise I can decrease my carrier frequency. Okay, I can do both the things. So that means what? When the AM value, this AM itself can be the AM extreme value is, it's like this. Say it may be plus AM, or it may be 0, or it may be minus AM, the AM extreme values, because that message signal generally we used to take as a sinusoidal signal, sinusoidal or cosinusoidal signal. For cosinusoidal signals, the extreme value is plus or minus AM. The maximum positive value is plus AM, and maximum negative value is minus AM. Okay, then what is the mapping? Okay, how I am going to vary the carrier frequency with respect to my message signal? So the idea here is like this. Say if my message value is 0, I will be transmitting only carrier frequency. Then what is the observation at the receiver? In a particular time, if I am receiving only carrier frequency, then the message value is 0. Okay, then what happens when my message amplitude value increases? That frequency also will increase. Okay, it may reach its maximum value at some time AM. Okay, it may reach its maximum value AM. Then what will be the maximum frequency? That maximum frequency is del FC plus del F. Okay, now at this point, please remember del F is some value, some frequency. Okay, if center frequency is 1 megahertz, say for example del F is 50 kilohertz, then what is overall value? 1 megahertz plus 50 kilohertz. Okay, I will come to that. Now at this point, you please remember del F is some value, say for example 50 kilohertz or 100 kilohertz, something like that. Okay, some extra frequency you are sending. So what is the mapping? As my amplitude increases, my carrier frequency increases. When it reaches its extreme value, again that frequency goes to its upper limit, that is FC plus del F, that is FC plus del F. And then suppose if my amplitude decreases negatively, okay, like 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, like that, when it decreases negatively, again it will also reach its maximum negative, say minus AM. Then that point my frequency will be FC minus del F. At that point my frequency will be FC minus del F. Then what is del F? Del F is frequency deviation. How far your frequency have shifted from the center frequency? The center frequency is FC. Okay, center frequency is FC. So del F can be measured in this way or in this way. In any case, both are same, because we are using plus or minus AM only. So what is del F? Del F means frequency deviation. So as the del F is frequency deviation. So the difference between the center frequency and extreme frequency, this is either in one way you can calculate this way or this way. Then what is this one? Okay, sometime in the exam they are giving this also. What is this one? End-to-end difference. That name is called carrier swing. What is the extreme changes in the carrier? What is the lowest frequency available? What is the highest frequency available in carrier? That is called carrier swing. Please note down, this yellow color is called carrier swing. Okay, carrier swing. Please note down the difference. That end-to-end difference is carrier swing. From the central value, the difference is called deviation. So what is the observation? That carrier swing the carrier swing is equal to 2 times of frequency deviation. What is the carrier swing? The carrier swing is equal to 2 times of frequency deviation. Frequency deviation. So 2 times of del f. Okay. Now at this point, okay, what is? See here, the del f is somehow depends on AM. So as del f is the final value, del f is the final value anyway. But in between this, you are getting some frequency fc. So your frequency variation depends on what? Amplitudes are, depends on amplitude. Okay. So again, your del f depends on AM only. Actually, your del f is a maximum deviation. Suppose if you are here, this is a like medium deviation. If you are here, low deviation. So you are here means maximum deviation. So generally, they will not mention this in the notes. Del f means you have to understand yourself that is the maximum deviation. That is the deviation will be there always. As the message values changes, definitely there will be deviation. But the del f indicates the maximum deviation. Del f indicates the maximum deviation. Okay. At any point of time, sorry, wait a bit. At any point of time, the deviation, the deviation means variation from the central frequency. The deviation is variation from the central frequency is function of m of t. Is function of m of t, or otherwise we can say like this: some constant kf. Say that is the frequency sensitivity. That is the frequency sensitivity of the FM modulator into m of t. So this is what the deviation, instantaneous deviation. Okay, instantaneous deviation. So as m increases, the deviation increases. Then what is the maximum deviation? That maximum deviation, we are writing it as del f. The maximum deviation is del f. So that is equal to kf. Then what is the maximum value of m of t? So kf into am. So del f is equal to what, sir? Kf into am. Okay, kf means frequency sensitivity of the FM modulator. Frequency sensitivity of the FM modulator. Say for example, del f is equal to kf into am. Anyway, this has to be in hertz only. And again, what is the unit of am? This is volt only. Then what should be the unit of kf? Definitely it has to be hertz per volt. Definitely it has, its value will be hertz per volt. Okay. Then what is the real meaning of kf? What is the real meaning of kf? Okay. What is the real meaning of kf? Okay. Anybody? What is the real meaning of kf? Anyone? Yeah, that's okay. What is the real meaning? Say for simplicity, say my kf is 10k, not 10k. Wait a bit. My kf is, say for example, 2 kilohertz per volt. Okay, 2 kilohertz per volt. Okay. Now, yeah, somebody given correct answer. 2k by volt. Now, okay. Now, suppose if my m of t value is 1, m of t value is 1. Here you will have 1. M of t value is 2. There you will have 2. So if m of t value is 1, again say this is sensitivity. Again, this is m of t. Say my m of t value is 1. How much deviation will be there? 2k deviation. How much deviation will be there? 2k deviation. If m of t value is 2, you will have 4k deviation. Please remember, this is generally maximum frequency deviation, but the best idea is as the message value changes, the frequency deviation changes. Okay, in the notation we are using del f, that is kf into am, but in reality it keeps on changing. The del f itself keeps on changing. Okay, now what is the observation? For 1 volt change you are adding 2k frequency. For 2 volt change you are adding 4k frequency. Why? For every 1 volt change you are adding 2k. When you put 3, again you will get 6k. So that means what? What it indicates, how much frequency you are adding per volt change in the message signal. How much frequency you are adding for per volt change in the message signal. That is the definition of frequency sensitivity. Please remember, What is the frequency sensitivity of the receiver? Anyway, you are adding some extra frequency. Then how much frequency you are adding? Okay, that extra frequency. What is the value of the extra frequency with respect to the increase in the message signal? How much extra frequency you are adding per increase in the message voltage, per increase in the message voltage? That is the frequency sensitivity. Okay. So now we have seen in the FM signal how in reality how the frequency varies. Okay, that is the observation actually. First அதான் உங்களுக்கு தெரியணும். ஏன்னா frequency modulation frequency vary ஆக போகுது. எப்படி vary ஆக போகுது. So next I will take the mathematical equation. Say if it is S of t and AC cos 2 pi fct plus, can I put pi of t, okay. Again, please remember this term is going to contribute the frequency. So how you can write the terms? How you from the phase, say again phase and frequencies are same. Okay, with some differentiation and integration, you can go from phase to frequency or frequency to phase. Now, because this 2 pi fct is actually phase, I am adding some more phases. Again, that phase is a function of time. Okay, but anyway, as the phase varies, definitely the frequency will vary. So what I can write in final AC cos, instead of pi t in overall, I can put theta t. Theta t means what, sir? Theta t is equal to 2 pi fct pi t. Okay, theta t is equal to what, sir? 2 pi fct pi t. Okay, this is like this theta t is like instantaneous phase. Finally your phase has to will vary with respect to time instantaneously. Okay, so this is called instantaneous phase. Again, from the instantaneous phase, how to recover the instantaneous frequency? From the instantaneous phase, how to recover your instantaneous frequency? Anybody? First of all, you should know the relation between phase and frequency. So okay, so suppose if it is pi t, say, or otherwise pi t is what? Omega t I can take. Okay, omega t. Again, once if you do differentiation, t phi t divided by dt. Okay, again this is say 2 pi f. So again f is equal to what, sir? 1 by 2 pi t phi t divided by dt. Okay, f. So what I have shown simple relationship. What is the relation between the phase and frequency? Okay, in general theta means what? Omega t. In general, theta means what? Omega t. Okay, let it be any theta. Okay, omega t. So what is the relation between the frequency and the phase? Once if you have phase, you differentiate it with respect to dt and divided by 2, then you will get frequency. Okay, so this is the simple idea. Now, what is the final equation we had? Anybody? Let me check. Wait. So this is the final equation we had. Okay. Theta it is equal to 2 pi fct and theta t. Okay, theta t. Okay, wait a bit. Okay, so theta it is equal to 2 pi fct plus theta t. Just wait a bit again. Theta it is equal to 2 pi fct plus pi t. Okay, now what is the relation between theta and 2 pi? Anybody? Anyway, you have to make differentiation. Okay. First, you do the differentiation. Dit divided by dt and so once if you do differentiation, you will get 2 pi fc and d theta divided by dt, d theta divided by dt. Once if you do differentiation, and once again you multiply all, you divided by 2 pi, all the values you divided by 2 pi, then what you will get finally, once if you divided by 2 pi, I think you will get fi, instantaneous frequency. So then the next term from this you will get fc, from this you will get fc. Okay, then fc plus 1 by 2 pi d theta divided by dt. So now this is the final relation. Please remember this. Your instantaneous frequency depends on these things. Your instantaneous frequency anyway depends on fc and phase value. Because anyway when you change the frequency, the phase also will vary. Again from the phase, how to find out the extra frequency? So the instantaneous frequency fi is equal to what? Fc plus 1 by 2 pi d by dt theta t, d by dt theta t. Okay. So அதாவது எஃப்எம் மாடுலேஷன்ல சம்டைம் இன்ஸ்டன்டேனியஸ் ஃப்ரீக்வன்சி கண்டுபிடிங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க சார். இன்ஸ்டன்டேனியஸ். ஸோ அப்படி கேட்டாங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பா அது இது போல தான் போடணும். இன்ஸ்டன்டேனியஸ் ஃப்ரீக்வன்சி இஸ் ஈக்குவல் டு வாட் சார்? எஃப்ஐ இஸ் ஈக்குவல் டு எஃப்சி பிளஸ் 1 by 2 pi d theta divided by dt. ஓகே. ஸோ அப்போ லாஸ்டா இருக்கிற தீட்டாவை டிபெண்ட் பண்ணிருக்கு. ஏன்னா அங்கதான் என்னவே இருக்கு, மாடுலேஷன் இது எல்லாமே இருக்கு. ஸோ இதுதான் வந்து இன்ஸ்டன்டேனியஸ் எஃப்எம்ல இன்ஸ்டன்டேனியஸ் ஃப்ரீக்வன்சி கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கு ஃபார்முலா. இன்ஸ்டன்டேனியஸ் ஃப்ரீக்வன்சி கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கு ஃபார்முலா. Okay, anyway finally this will become, this maximum value of this one will be actually del b, del f. Okay, from this please wait. See, you are having fi is equal to fc plus 1 by 2 pi d by theta t divided by dt. Then what is the maximum value, sir? The maximum value will be fc plus del f. Anyway you have to get that. What is the minimum value? fc minus del f. What is the minimum value? fc minus del f. These two are extreme values. Anyway finally you have to get that. Okay, from that equation. Okay, now I will write the fm equation. Okay, fm equation is s of t is equal to ac cos 2 pi fct, ac cos 2 pi fct, okay, plus 2 pi kf integration m of t. Okay, in this case this 2 pi kf integration m of t is theta t. Okay, just now we have taken this as a theta t. So extra phase, that phase is going to vary with respect to your message signal. Then finally the frequency also will vary. Then already we have seen what is the relation between that phase variation and frequency variation. So okay, the frequency variation is equal to 1 by 2 pi differentiation of phase variation. Okay, so now this is theta t, 2 pi kf integration m of t, 2 pi kf integration m of t. Okay, this is the base equation. Okay, again you finally see here somehow your phase, anyway you will get frequency from this. Anyway you will get frequency from this. Your phase depends on what, sir? Your phase depends on message signal. As the message signal increases, as the message signal value increases, definitely your phase will increase. Okay, your phase will increase. Again definitely there will be the change in the frequency. Definitely there will be the change in the frequency. Okay, again if you make some intuitive understanding from this, if you want to, from theta t, if you want to recover phase, okay, if you want to recover phase, definitely you have to use one differentiation. Again that integration differentiation cancel out. finally you will be getting the frequency actually. So these are all internally it will be happening. That is not known to you. So that is not known to you. Okay. So at this point we have introduced some new factor KF, but anyway we know what is KF. KF means what? Frequency sensitivity. KF means frequency sensitivity of the FM modulator. Frequency sensitivity of the FM modulator. Okay. Now we are going to analyze this term. Okay. So next you substitute the value of m of t. Next you substitute the value of m of t. M of t value is what, sir? Am cos 2 pi fmt. Am cos 2 pi fmt. So once if you substitute again integration of am cos 2 pi fmt, what is the answer you will be getting? Anyway, that AC cos 2 pi fct, everything will come. Finally, with the plus, what you will get? After plus 2 pi kf am divided by 2 pi fm will come. Divided by 2 pi fm, then your cos will become sine. Again 2 pi fmt will be there. Okay, 2 pi. Please observe this one. Okay, 2 pi kf am will come. In the denominator 2 pi fm will come.